What's up, VC? Stavros, Spinning Greek, back with another video. Back to back. I needed to get this in because I wanted to do Billy Thrust's 200 subscribers contest. Billy Hurst has over 2,000 followers or something, but he thinks that 200 of them are since he joined the VC, so he's doing a subscribers contest, which is cool, and the prizes are cool. So what he wanted us to do was take our name and then show albums or artists for each letter of our name. So since my name is Stavros Panayiotis Athanasakopoulos, I'm going to show you 43 albums. No, I'm not. And that's not my name either. But my first name is Stavros. I'll do Stavros now. Billy loves metal and country, and I don't have a lot of metal and country, but I picked albums that Billy, that you probably don't have or may not have, may have heard of, may not have heard of, but you would dig based on what I've seen from your videos. So, hope you dig these. First up, Stavros S. I picked Spoon's most recent album, They Want My Soul. Spoon is a band based out of Austin, I believe, and I think this is like the 12th album. This is on Republic Records and Luna Vista from 2014. They've got a new album coming out this year. This is the one that actually got me into them, and then I started going back. I'd heard of their other stuff, but not too deep, and after really digging the hell out of this, I dug deep into their catalog, and I dig them. So, Spoon, They Want My Soul. He also wanted us to tell a story or a favorite track or something about the album. I've never seen them live, don't really have a story, but my favorite track from this album is the third cut, Rainy Taxi. So if you check them out, start with that. T, the Tedeschi Trucks Band, Revelator. Derek Trucks, Susan Tedeschi. Derek, of course, is guitar prodigy. Started playing guitar when he was like 13 or something. Joined the Allman Brothers because his uncle, Butch Trucks, R.I.P., was one of the drummers. Derek, I think, started playing with him when he was like 15, off and on. And then I believe he was still a teenager who became a mainstay. Amazing slide guitar player. Look at the size of this band. There's horns. There's everything. You know, Southern, good rock. I think you'd really dig this. And Susan, who's married to Derek, and I believe is a good like 15, 20 years older, still brings it. Really hot. Awesome voice. You can't beat this. I think you'd really enjoy this. Hey, well, let's continue on that Allman kick, but I'm not going to show Allman Brothers. I'm going to show the Greg Allman Tour. I haven't seen this shown in the VC, but this is a monster of a record. I love this record. This is Greg Allman on tour with special guests, Cowboy, Boyer, and Talton, and a 24-piece orchestra. So this is a really cool take on some Allman Brothers stuff, on some Greg Allman stuff, live performance. This was on Capricorn Records, 1971, I believe. 1974, Capricorn. Greg Allman Tour. Dig it. Oh. Tedeschi Trucks was on Sony Masterworks, and I believe this was 2011. story. God, I forgot to tell you. My favorite, Shrimp and Grits is an interlude. Oh, Simple Things. Second track on side 2. Really good. I've seen them live a lot. But my favorite by far was seeing them at Jazz Fest in New Orleans, where I make my pilgrimage every year. I'm going to try to dig up some video of that show that I have and put it on here, hopefully, maybe, if I can do it. As far as Greg Allman goes, my favorite memory of Greg Allman was when they were doing their Beacon run. The Allmans take over the Beacon Theater for like 2 weeks every year. They were doing their, what was it? They were doing their 40th anniversary tour. 40th anniversary back in 09. Yeah, 1969 to 2009. And in honor of the tour, they brought up different special guests every single night. And one of my buddies was working as a roadie, helping out, and he would let me know who the planned guest stars were. So I got tickets for a couple of shows and drove up from Philly with some buddies, and we got to see one show where Clapton joined in for the entire second set, which was really cool because they played a lot of stuff from Derek and the Dominoes. Then their last show I went to see, and they had Bob Weir and Phil Lesh from The Dead play with them the entire second set. It was a little... It was alright. I mean, they did some Dead cover tunes, but, you know, by Bobby, I think Bob Weir, like, was at that point where he was forgetting a lot of the lyrics. Phil's always great. But yeah, Allman Brothers. My story about Greg Allman. V. There's only one V for me. Maybe two, Velvet Underground, but Stevie Ray Vaughan, I picked this one along with Albert King. Thought I would cheat. Yeah, I could have worked this as the AV of Stavros. Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan. This is a monster of a record, man. I mean, listening to these two dudes play together is unbelievable. This is on Stax Records, 1983. It was recorded in 1983. I think it was released in 1980. Nope, 2010. Shows what I know. I mean, what are you going to say about Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan, man? They kill it on this album. Don't have any good stories because obviously Stevie died. But Turn It Over on this. No, not Turn It Over. Between Pride and Joy is awesome on this, but Ask Me No Questions on side 2 is phenomenal. So check this out if you're a guitar fan. Really good. I picked Rodrigo y Gabriela, or Roddy and Gabby. This is on ATO Records. I don't know what year this came out. But Rodrigo and Gabriela, this is their album Tamakun. I believe Tamakun is a type of crocodile, which brings up this cover. If you don't know these dudes and you're into, I've seen you play guitar, you need to see them play guitar. It's just the two of them with acoustic guitars, and the shit they do with them is unbelievable. A buddy of mine was visiting Ireland and was walking around and heard what he thought was some street people covering Rodrigo and Gabriela, and he walked up and it was Rodrigo and Gabriela just busking on some corner in Ireland because they had a concert there the next day. They're phenomenal. I can't say enough about these guys. Try to find some footage to put in here, but Tamakun is amazing, and Satori, the fourth cut on side 1, is unbelievable. Check these guys out, Billy. I think they'd blow your mind. I've shown this before, but it's hard to find an O. So, not an artist with an O, but this is Jimmy Goodwin's, and the album is Odladek. Jimmy Goodwin hails from the United Kingdom. This on Heavenly Recordings, 2014. Singer-songwriter, really good stuff. I think this could be up your alley, and the track you need to check out is Oh Whiskey. Love whiskey. Oh Whiskey. Good shit. And then lastly, Stavros. All the S's I'd either already shown or you probably already know. I'm sure you know this band too, but I really dig this album. This is Dawes, Stripped Down at Grimey's. This was a Record Store Day release of a live performance they did at the famous record store in Nashville. It's on transparent orange or yellow vinyl. Hub Records 2013. This was a Record Store Day release. You can find it for cheap because it's just an EP. And a story about Dawes. They came to the TLA, the Theater Living Arts, which is a nice, smallish venue downtown Philly that I see a lot of bands at. And it was them. Who else? It was them and two other bands. And apparently, I can't remember the other bands. A lot of the members play with both bands. So we showed up and we didn't really know who was headlining. We didn't know if it was Dawes. We didn't know if it was maybe Deer Tick. I can't remember. But me and my buddy Dave showed up and we went across the street to get the greatest slice of pizza you've ever seen. And actually, we didn't go to the pizza place. Went to the cheesesteak place next door. And we're sitting there, and these guys are talking next to us. And we asked them, like, are you going to the show? And they said, yeah. And we said, well who's headlining? And one of them goes, well, who do you want to see? And my buddy Dave goes, well, I mean, Dawes, I guess, the most, but we're excited to see everybody. And the guy goes, oh, that's good, because I am the lead singer for Dawes. And he was just sitting there having a cheesesteak. And it was Taylor Goldsmith, the lead singer and guitarist for Dawes. And we chatted with him for 15, 20 minutes while we ate our cheesesteaks. And he was a really cool dude. And, he said hi to us and introduced us to the band after the show. It was really cool. So, Dawes, stripped down at Grimey's, stripped. Check that out. Billy, dig the channel, man. Glad you jumped on the VC. I don't know if your first 2,000 followers are feeling ignored or not, because you're doing a lot of good stuff involving records, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Thanks for doing the contest. Peace from the den.